Okay, there we go.
So for me, uh, the probably easiest thing was just like the actual the activity, and then the beginning part of the lab when we were just walking through everything, and it
Yeah, that
was
was
just pretty basic.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The Desmos lab itself was pretty simple once you got like the basic gist of it, and then it was just like simply working through a problem. And then like for the first part of the lab, as you said, is basically just copy and paste from like the Desmos lab.
Yeah,
For, like
I think the hardest for me was uh just toward the ones at the end more so.
yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
so I think the middle also were pretty
yeah,
simple. We're just like identifying the step.
yeah. The identifying the stuff was the hardest one for me. Was like the very last one that we did. I was like, I'm still not sure if we did that completely right or whatever because like it didn't really show any examples of X to A and like
Yeah,
the Desmos or anything.
Yeah.
I guess, and then that would be something that we I wish to do more of than of the X to A's.
Yeah, I think that's something we need more practice in, and if like future work, then I can if there's ever like another lab on this, I think it'd be good to have like X to A more.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I definitely like the Desmos lab as well. It's very like structured. It's hard to misunderstand.
Yeah, it's a good, and it was like a last lab too. It's just a good way to like get a lesson across. It's a good
Yep.
way to walk through the concept.
Yep. For me, um, the hardest part is probably just learning the equations and knowing how exactly to apply them in certain circumstances. But I'd say by the end of this lab, I understand it a lot better.
Yeah, even like for during like the middle part, there's those parts where I like forgot like a step for like a second. I was like, wait, did I do this wrong or like something like that?
Yeah. And then probably the easiest part of this lab specifically was the like putting them in order, the steps in order. I feel like if you just look at that for a second, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it definitely helped with knowing exactly what to do next
Hmm.
when it comes to the equation. Um,
We can go over the lab.
yeah.
It's
So what's up?
sorry. Something else that was kind of confusing, like in the lab worksheet, when I asked like about the dashed line for a second, I thought it was like and the points between I thought was being literal for a second, like asking for the actual points that are displayed on the graph and not like asking for like the general idea, like X and
Hmm.
F of X. So I was kind of confusing for a minute.
Yeah.
But after that, we're good. So it's
Yeah,
like
I kind of read ahead during that, and it was looking very similar to the activity, and I was like, well, what if it's just asking verbatim from the activity, um, what's going on with the points? And that's how we kind of just got that.
Yeah.
one thing. Also, the Desmos graph started like acting weird whenever I was like filling with it. Like once I like moved the points together, it was like impossible to like separate them. That was kind of weird. I don't know if that's like a glitch or something on my end. I don't know.
I think what it is just when it's the points are super close, it's hard to differentiate when you're only trying to select one of the points.
Yeah.
So
Right. Other than that, the graph worked great though.
Mhm.
Before that, this was just Desmos has just been really intuitive overall.
yeah. So that's basically how we did like part one, one, two, and three, which is kind of looking at the activity and uh going from there. Same applies for like part two. We had some pause though on number three of part one and number one of part two, but eventually I think we understood it and got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just takes a
Um,
bit. Just takes a
yeah,
bit to work through. You gotta like
Yeah.
do some trial and error.
that's like pretty much the same also with what we did with the example on part two.
Hmm.
We just kind of worked through it.
Yeah.
And for some of it, we even worked a little backwards to forward, because it kind of made it
Yeah.
a little bit easier to like
Yeah.
check our work and stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, I like in the worksheet that every couple lines it'll just have a completely filled in
Hmm.
and then you can see if you've done it right the past couple lines.
Helps you understand if you're on the right track or not.
Yeah.
Um, and then I mean, we did the exact same thing for applying for the F prime to, um, but then when we got to the ordering, I mean, just talked about it like with each other and, just worked through the problem. And that was probably, like we've said previously, the easiest one that we've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Mm.
We got a little confused on the next one. We had to circle the answer because step
Yeah.
4 to 5 doesn't really make sense. I don't think.
Yeah, because like it's missing one of the numbers. It's missing like the constant at the end of it. Or, like the
Yeah.
constant.
So we went under the assumption it's a typo, but maybe we just
Yeah.
made a mistake.
Yeah, it's entirely
Um,
possible.
So
Yeah.
because everything else for it checked out for us except that step.
Yeah. Okay. We've reached the limit. Do you guys want to go ahead and stop?
Sure.
Yeah, we can.